So welcome everyone to an adapted seated yoga practice. And for those of you who are joining us today, myself and whoever else is out there, possibly who might be joining the class at some point, and the folks from ConnecTogether and Disability Foundation, thank you to them for giving us this opportunity to spend some time together to practice yoga. And so, as always, an invitation to begin a yoga practice, in this case, your yoga practice today, by finding a comfortable seated position. A comfortable sitting position. Sit in a way that you feel the most at ease. It's challenging for our nervous system to calm down if we are uncomfortable in our bodies. And then when you're ready, an invitation to bring your hands together in prayer, if this is easy for you. Lifting our hearts to our hands, bowing our head to our heart. An invitation to take a moment to set a simple intention for your practice. Set your intention with one word, or it might be that you feel up to dedicating your practice to someone today, someone that may need a little love sent their way, in which case you could silently say their name, visualize them in front of you, and then wishing them happiness and that they might know the root of all happiness. Release your arms down by your side or wherever feels comfortable for you. Turn your palms face up or down. Maybe notice which feels better for you. Palms face up or palms face down. And then wiggly fidget. Shake your hands vigorously. Wiggly fidgets. And so part of the centering practice for me at times is sharing a piece of writing, maybe a piece of music that I think will help ground us and prepare us for yoga practice. And so today I chose a poem by Mary Oliver, who some of you may know. And she died a couple of years ago. I think she lived to be in her early 90s. And I think she's brilliant, or was. Her writing is brilliant. So here we go. The poem is called My First Yoga Lesson by Mary Oliver. Be a lotus in the pond, she said, opening slowly. No single energy tugging against another, but peacefully all together. I couldn't even touch my toes. Feel your quadriceps stretching, she asked. Well, something was certainly stretching. Standing impressively upright, she raised one leg and placed it against the other, and then lifted her arms and shook her hands like leaves. Be a tree, she said. I lay on the floor, exhausted. But to be a lotus in the pond, opening slowly and very slowly, rising, that I could do. I'll read it one more time. First Yoga Lesson by Mary Oliver. Be a lotus in the pond, she said, opening slowly. No single energy tugging against another, but peacefully all together. I couldn't even touch my toes. Feel your quadriceps stretching, she asked. Well, something was certainly stretching. Standing impressively upright, she raised one leg and placed it against the other, then lifted her arms and shook her hands like leaves. Be a tree, she said. I lay on the floor exhausted, but to be a lotus in the pond, opening slowly and very slowly rising, that I could do. And so an invitation to soften your gaze. Ground down through your sits bones. Maybe noticing where your bum and your thighs are in contact with your seat. Soften through your abdomen. Lengthen up through your spine. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down just a few times. And then lift up through the crown of your head. And so with soft Buddha belly, quiet breath, an invitation to transition into a gentle movement called mindful movement. So as you're ready, if you'd like, and it's available to you, reach your arm up to the sky. And then slowly float your arm down. So our Buddha belly is soft, breath is quiet, reaching up to the sky. And slowly float your arm down. I like to think of these gentle movements as a moving meditation, reaching up, up, up. Slowly release your arm down. Relax both arms down by your side. Rest your hands on your thighs or your knees. And we'll begin the practice on the other side. As you're ready, reach your other arm up to the sky. Gentle movement. And slowly float your arm down. On inhale, reaching up, full length of your inhale. On exhale, float your arm down the full length of your exhale. It's as if on our inhale, there's a beginning, a middle, and an end. On exhale, a beginning, a middle, and an end. Release both arms down by your side. Turn your palms face up. Soft, bending your elbows, nothing rigid. Reach your arms up to the sky. So your arms might come into goddess arms or goalposts if you'd like. Maybe reaching up a little higher. If it doesn't create tension in your neck today, invitation to take a look between your palms and then return your gaze on the horizon. Fold your fingers in, press into the palms of your hands. There is a sensitive point in the palms of our hands. Or maybe placing your hands on the back of your head. And together we can shout out, I am, I can, and I will. With a sigh of relief, release your arms down by your side. Shake out the wiggly fidgets. And so I'm just trying to adjust my chair a little bit so that at least we can see the width of my arms. And so let's repose. So at this time, if it's possible, walk your hips forward in the chair about 2/3 of the way. If you're needing the back of the chair for support today on that, some of you might have lovely support. You have some amazing chairs. So if we're forward in the chair, this can be strengthening for our back. And so we're shifting our weight from side to side a little bit, pulling the buttock Flush away from our sits bones. Walk your feet forward a little if that makes you feel more stable in your chair, comfortable. And so a gentle reminder that we never forfeit balance to come into opposer movements. That said, if any of the poses or movements today that I share with you feel uncomfortable, if it doesn't feel right, skip it and come back to your breathing. So we're focused on our breath. We're practicing yoga. And from here, begin to, I'm losing my words a little bit today. So we'll transition into a gentle warm up for neck and shoulders. So simple neck rotations. Might be that you're visualizing the movement today. Imagination is powerful. And simple neck rolls in the other direction. And see if you can create a little half smile, like a little Buddha smile. When we smile, it releases saliva. You want a nice juicy mouth and juicy body. You all know what it's like to go to the dentist, dry mouth. And then when you're ready, begin to move your head up and down as if nodding yes. Our Buddha belly is soft, breath is quiet. On inhale, looking up, and then drop your chin towards your chest. On inhale, look up, drop your chin towards your chest. When you're ready, turn your gaze looking over your shoulder. Pause. And then visualize moving your chin up and down slightly. Move your head back through center, turning your gaze, looking over your opposite shoulder. Imagine moving your chin up and down slightly. And when you're ready, drop your ear towards your shoulder. If you would like, and it's available to you, release your opposite arm down by your side, or it might be that you're choosing to draw your ear towards your shoulder. So arm by your side, pushing through the palm of your hand, reach your arm up to the sky. Then slowly float your arm down as you bring your head back center. So palm face up at the chest or heart center if you like. Release your hand down onto your thigh. Let's explore together 3 more times on the same side. So if you have a yoga buddy that can help guide the movements, that can be a lovely option, alternative to doing the practice alone. And so as you're ready, drop your ear towards your shoulder. Release your opposite arm down by your side, pressing through the palm of your hand, reach your arm up to the sky. Avoid collapsing forward. Slowly come out of the movement on this side. So whatever your version of it is, drop your ear towards your shoulder, release your opposite arm by your side, pushing through the palm of your hand if you'd like, reaching up to the sky. And slowly float your arm down. Palm face up at the heart. One last time, drop your ear towards your shoulder. If you'd like, release your opposite arm by your side, pressing through the palm of your hand. Reach your arm up to the sky. Might be higher, lower than myself. Whatever feels right for you. Then slowly come out of the movement on this side. Our Buddha belly is soft, breath is quiet. We'll come into the practice on the other side. Drop your ear towards your shoulder. Release your opposite arm down by your side, pushing through the palm of your hand. Reach your arm up to the sky. Slowly float your arm down. Come on back center. Palm face up at the heart. Release your hand down to your thigh or your knee. Drop your ear towards your shoulder. Release your opposite arm down by your side, pushing through the palm of your hand. Reach your arm up to the sky. Slowly come out of the movement. So we'll repeat the movement 2 more times, or 3 more times, pardon me, same side. If you are comfortable with the movement, feel free to soften your gaze or close your eyes softly. That can be interesting. And of course, I'm here for you as a visual and a guide. And drop your ear towards your shoulder. Release your opposite arm by your side, pushing through the palm of your hand. Reach your arm up to the sky. Slowly float your arm down. Hand comes palm face up. Head neutral. Drop your ear towards your shoulder. Release your opposite arm by your side, pushing through the palm of your hand. Reach your arm up to the sky. Slowly float your arm down. Palm face up at the heart. Might be palm face down. Notice which feels better for you. And so let's finish up with one more movement on this side. So dropping your ear towards your shoulder, release your opposite arm up to the sky. Pardon me. And slowly come out of the movement on this side. Release both arms down by your side. Rest your hands on your thighs. Palm face up or down as desired. Notice how's your breath. Our old breath. Our old friend sometimes feels old at this stage of my life, but yeah, our old friend or breath. Notice any subtle sensations. And tuning in to sensations in our body. It's not going to be a rocket ship across the sky. And so now let's continue by bending our spine from side to side. So swaying. So I like to think of this movement as a gentle breeze moving to the tree in the wind. And slowly come back to stillness. Relax your arms by your side. And Rest your hands on your thighs, palm up or down as desired. And notice how you feel. If you are feeling restless today, I'd like to invite you to explore resting your palms face down. So palms face down can encourage a grounding sensation. And also explore resting your palms face up if you are tired today. So open to receive. Whatever position of your hands that you've chosen, I'd like to invite you to let the weight of your hands ground down through your legs, giving you a sense of connection with Mother Earth. My sore spot. So take a little sip of water. So repose, just make sure that you're seated comfortably. So if that's with something along your spine, you're forward in the chair, whatever that is for you, sitting comfortably, effortlessly upright. And soften your gaze. And so moving our gaze downwards, so you might look at the earth or the floor in front of you, 3 or 4 feet, and that can be calming for our nervous system. We're moving away from the busyness in our minds and more towards our heart. Bring a gentle awareness to your breath. And without changing anything, maybe noticing that as we inhale, things expand. On exhale, things contract. Notice, is your breath long? Is your breath smooth? Or is your breath jagged? And now an invitation to place your hands on your abdomen, on your navel, and see if you can begin to deepen your inhale and lengthen your exhale. When we lengthen our exhale, it is calming for our nervous system. As we inhale, maybe noticing that things expand. On exhale, things contract. Breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. Or maybe breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. Or if it feels comfortable for you, or pardon me, if you have an obstruction or you're congested, breathe in whatever way you can. From here, we will transition into a practice called Brahmari, so a humming breath, bee breath. And so bee breath is done in your own time and rhythm, and essentially it's a humming sound. And so I've quite a lot of rural stuff going on behind me in Half Moon Bay in the community today. And so feel free to listen if you'd rather. And so I'll begin with a humming. And so it's not forced, it's in your own time and rhythm. And so we'll begin always sitting comfortably. Sitting up tall, spine is long, front body soft. You maybe even roll your shoulders up, back, and down a few times. And then tuck your chin in slightly to release the back of your neck. And we will begin with deep breath. Notice as you practice bee breath, the humming sound, if you feel a vibration in your body, maybe the space around you. And we'll just practice for a few more moments. So the humming sound is made after a nice deep inhale. And let your breath come back to its natural rhythm. Your natural rhythm. Maybe observing the rise and fall of your chest and your belly. Drop your chin towards your chest. Gradually blink your eyes open. And so we are falling awake, not asleep. Falling awake, not asleep. So I often like to share that if you fall asleep in your yoga practice, it is not rocket science. It means that you are tired. And so I'll endeavor not to fall asleep teaching today. I promise I won't. So we have good days, better days. If you need, of course, always, I suggest in my classes that you not resist any urges. So we're going to come into some movements and forms that maybe we don't typically do in our day or might not be accustomed to. So that can sometimes bring up, feelings, interesting kind of sensations in our body. And so our bodies talk to us. So we're really paying attention, tuning in. And so laughter, crying, 3 P's, pee, poo, perspiration. Of course, not resisting the urge to go, to leave and go, and always to take care of yourself. And so that said, arms by your side, palms face up, softening your elbows, reach your arms up to the sky. Take a look between your palms. If it doesn't create tension in your neck, then return your gaze on the horizon. Fold your fingers in, pressing into the palms of your hands, or maybe placing your hands on the back of your head. So today I'm going to place my hands on the back of my head and invite you to shout out with me. We are, we can, and we will. And with a sigh of relief, float your arms down by your side. Bum dance if you'd like, wiggly fidgets. So I'd like to do a practice, share a practice with you called waving to our ancestors. And so bring your hands in front of you, feet on the earth, sit bone sharp on the chair, spine is long. And then when you're ready, begin to wave your hands, reaching up to the sky. Turn your gaze upward if it doesn't create tension in your neck. Good morning. And hinging from the hips, maybe coming forward a little, waving to our ancestors. And so one more time, reaching up to the sky, waving. So I had a woman in my class one day. Well, she came to my classes for a few years. She lived to be about 102 or 1 or so. We were doing this practice, and she said, I feel like my ancestors are waving back. Just like you're shaking water off your hands, let your arms look down by your side. Rest your hands on your thighs, palm up or down as desired. And notice if you felt a subtle shift in your energy. And so moving on, an invitation to join me in a practice to help relieve some of the tension in our hands. And so most of us probably use our hands more than our feet. And I believe that our hands are not only connected to our heart, but to our mind as well. And so warming up our hands, stretch your palms, and then maybe make soft fists. Stretch your palms, soft fists. So of course you can do this, hands resting on your thighs or maybe up a little higher. Stretching your palms, maybe make soft fists. Imagine starfish if you like. And then bear claw and soft fist. Starfish, bear claw, soft fist. Circle your wrists in one direction. Circle your wrists in the opposite direction. You might notice if one wrist is tighter than the other. So as human beings, we tend to be tighter on one side. And then imagine that you're playing piano. So we're getting that synovial fluid flowing into all the little joints in our fingers. So Mother Nature's WD-40. Turn your palms face up. Circle your thumbs in one direction. Our abdomen is soft, breath is quiet. And then circle your thumbs in the opposite direction. So it might be micro movements, maybe visualizing the movements, focusing on what we can do. And then when you're ready, an invitation to interlace your fingers loosely, or maybe taking hold of your elbows if that works better for you. So I'm going to choose to interlace my fingers today. And then begin to make the infinity symbol. Visualize if you like. So the fingers interlaced, or maybe holding our elbows. So when we move with our breath, magical things happen. And then reverse the direction. Release your hands. And then reach your arms up to the sky. So if you need to repose, go for it. Or stretching up to the sky. So get bigger in space. Stretch into the stretch. We tend to shrink. Fold your fingers in, press into the palms of your hands, or place your hands on the back of your head. And together we can repeat. We can. We are, and we will. And then slowly float your arms down. And take a moment to notice how you feel. Notice any subtle sensations. And so moving on, I'd like to come into some of the movements of the spine. And so with that in mind, I think I'd like to gently remind or reintroduce some of the sensations that we hope to experience in our yoga practice. At least it's my intention when I'm sharing a class with you that you will experience in your own way. And so the 4 that I like to keep in mind are expansion. And so rarely do we have expansion without grounding. Making sure our feet are placed evenly on the floor, on your foot plates, sits bones are sharp on the chair, spine is long. So grounding, expansion. And then rhythm. So moving in our own time and rhythm. So we all have our own rhythm. And balance. So we never forfeit balance to come into a pose or movement. And I like to extend that to a general principle out in the world, off the mat. And so never forfeiting balance to come into a pose or movement. And so maybe shifting from side to side, pull the buttock flesh away from your sits bones. Our feet are planted firmly on the earth, not in the air. Our abdomen is soft. Spine is long, front body soft. And so invitation now to push down through one foot and then push down through the other foot. So it might be an energetic pressing down. Maybe noticing, can you feel one foot more than the other? And then when you're ready, an invitation to draw your hands in towards your hip creases, if that feels comfortable for you. So you might soft fist or open palm. I'm just going to adjust my iPad a little bit. And then on your next inhale, or when you're ready, begin to turn your gaze up towards the sky. If you're indoors, maybe bring your awareness looking at this, where the ceiling meets the wall. And so we never forfeit balance to come into a pose or movement. So you'll know your head's back too far if it's difficult to swallow. Not be careful. We'll stay here for or as long as feels comfortable. When you're ready, gently come out of the movement. Neutral spine, and then drop your chin towards your chest. Let your shoulders round towards your front body and then round your spine. On inhale, come back to a neutral spine, and we'll repeat this gentle warm up for our spine a few more times. Drop your chin towards your chest. Let your shoulders round towards your front body, round your whole spine. On inhale, belly expands, come back up to neutral spine. On exhale, drop your chin towards your chest. Let your shoulders round towards your front body, round your whole spine. And then slowly come on back to a neutral spine. Release both arms down by your side. Take a moment now with your hands resting on your thighs. your lap. Notice how that movement made you feel. Not about what we look like in our yoga practice. The diagnostic tool is, how do I feel? No judgment. From here, I'd like to invite you to take hold of the underside of your chair. On your next inhale, reach your arm up to the sky. If it feels comfortable for your neck, turn your gaze looking over your opposite shoulder. Otherwise, keeping your head straight ahead. Pause. And then when you're ready, turn your gaze back center, release your arm down. So let's explore this gentle movement 3 more times. Same side. On inhale, reach your arm up to the sky. Stand beyond your wrists, your fingertips. Turn your gaze looking over your opposite shoulder. That feels okay for your neck. Otherwise, maybe visualizing the movement. Keeping your head straight ahead. And slowly come out of the movement on this side. Release your arms, relax them by your side, rest your hands on your thighs. Take a moment and we'll repeat the movement on the other side. As you're ready, take hold of the underside of the chair, wherever you need to feel stable and balanced. On inhale, reach your arm up to the sky. So soft bend in your elbow, nothing rigid. Stand beyond your wrists, your fingertips. So gazing straight ahead, or maybe turning your gaze, looking towards your opposite shoulder. Pause. Come on back center, float your arm down. So let's repeat this movement 2 more times, and feel free to do it in your own time and rhythm. If you'd like to close your eyes softly, if my tempo works for you, wonderful. If not, move in your own time and rhythm. So reach your arm up, looking straight ahead, or turning your gaze, looking over your shoulder. On inhale, and lead back center, float your arm down, release. So one last time, reach your arm up to the sky. Soften your gaze, looking straight ahead, or perhaps turning your gaze, looking over your shoulder. A soft Buddha belly, quiet breath. And slowly come out of the pose on this side and the movement. Relax both arms down by your side. Rest your hands on your lap. And let your belly soften. Notice how's your breath, our old friend, our breath. And so moving on, so walk your bottom forward in the chair a little, or walking back. I know some of you, it feels good to kind of push yourselves up a little bit. So repose. Little bum dance, feet on the earth, shoulders are happening up, back, and down. And so I'd like to come into a version of, let's see, what shall we do? A version of eagle pose. And so eagle pose, this is a modified version, seated in a chair. So you might be seated on the side of your bed. Might be for your practice, you're okay with bringing your butt down onto the earth, the ground. And so wherever you are, whatever your seated position is, wherever you are, shoulders up, back, and down. Bend your elbows, bring your arms in front of you. And then an invitation to reach across to your, and bring your elbow point to the palm of your hand. Draw your arm in towards the heart. Maybe reaching up a little higher towards the sky. And so, eagle pose. And release. So let's come into eagle pose on the other side. Elbows are bent. Reach across. Cup your elbow point with your palm. Draw your arm in towards the midline. Soften the top of your shoulder. Maybe on an inhale, reaching up a little higher. And so, eagle pose. And release. A little shake out. Not sure about the time here. So, okay, we have a few more moments. So, little bum dance. So when you're ready, arms by your side, reach your arms up. Palms face down or palms face up. Notice which feels better for you. And then with a soften in your elbows, I'd like to invite you to cross one elbow over the other. So reaching across, taking hold of your shoulders. And so a bear hug, giving ourselves a bear hug. Drop your chin towards your chest. Round your spine a little. And then this is an I love me hug. I love me. And because I love me, I can love all of you. Remembering which arm is on top. Bring your arms out to the side. So, gentle warm up for neck and shoulders. And then cross the opposite arm on top. Reaching across. See if you can walk your fingers back. Drop your chin towards your chest. Soft, soft abdomen. And then I love me. Bear hug number 2. So, because I love me, I can love all of you. It's an invitation to reach your arms out. Lower, higher. And then let's imagine that we're sending everyone a bear hug. Your palms face down. Release your arms by yourself. Rest your hands on your lap. And notice how you feel. And so from here, I think we'll transition into a pranayama. So pranayama is a Sanskrit word for breath control. And so our breath happens automatically, naturally. However, we can also practice simple breathing exercises that help us either to calm our nervous system, parasympathetic nervous system, rest and digest if you like, or can help energize. So at this point of our practice, the breathing exercise is one that I hope will encourage a grounding, a calming sensation. And so one of the things that can be useful is during our breathing exercises is a little bit of weight. So I brought a few of my yoga props. So And making sure, of course, that you're warm enough. So you might want to place something around your shoulders. So my shoulders are a little bit nippy right now. However, I'm just going to place this blanket shawl around my belly. And I'm going to reach back and grab my jacket. There's a bit of a breeze now. So I always like to joke, I'm flexible, I do yoga. And so making sure that you're warm enough, a little weight on your thighs can encourage a grounding sensation. And so I have not used these little eye pillows in my classes online to date. And so I decided that I would like to introduce them today. So part of my story presently today is that I have an intention tremor. So not life-threatening. I am aging. Currently goes along with aging. And as far as I know, we're all aging. And that aside, one of the things that I like to do that helps quiet the tremors and feels lovely in my hands. So remembering that our hands are connected to our mind as well as our heart. And so I like to take the little eye pillows and place them in my hands, where it might be that if I'm working with someone at class, in person, a private session, I might place a little weight with the eye pillows in the person's hands. So of course you can make shift, use whatever you'd like that helps to gently open your hands. And so the shoulders back and down and just a few times. And tuck your chin in slightly to release the back of your neck. Soften your gaze, or maybe closing your eyes softly if that feels comfortable for you. And so the practice breathing exercise is called 1-to-1 ratio. And it's when we bring our inhales and our exhales so that they're the same quality and duration. And so to help with cueing, or to help us in that endeavor, I will cue on inhale a count of 3, and on exhale a count of 3. And so if my count doesn't work for you, please feel free to practice with a shorter count or a longer one. And it just occurred to me that if you have something you can place between your thighs and keep it stationary. So some of you, I know I have a good friend who has a pummel between her thighs. So anything that encourages a calming sensation. And so here we go. Wherever you are in your breath cycle, inhale through your nostrils, your nose, unless you're congested. Exhale slowly, and we will begin. On inhale, 2, 3. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 3, 2. And so let your breath come back to its natural rhythm. Your natural rhythm. Maybe observing the rise and fall of your chest and your belly. And then come into whatever comfortable seated position you'd like for your final relaxation. Roll your shoulders up, back and down just a few times. We're not scrunching our shoulder blades together, but allowing our shoulders to soften away from our ears. Close your eyes softly if that feels comfortable for you, or soften your gaze. Rest your hands, palms face up or down as desired. The soft Buddha belly, the area between our navel and our pubic bone. Soft palms, quiet breath. Allow your breath to reflect the pose. Serenity pose. Relax your jaw. Unclench your teeth. Let there be a little space between your teeth. Soften your lower jaw. Soften around your temples. Soften the area between your eyebrows. Wide forehead. Silently, if you'd like, on inhale, saying let. On exhale, go. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. If it's challenging to quiet the mind, placing our hands on our Buddha belly and bringing our awareness to our breath can be helpful. Without changing anything, bring your awareness back to your breath. Thank your body. Thank your body again. So, a quote, and I think it's word for word from Matthew Sanford. He's the classes that he teaches in his Sangha, a group of folks that he teaches. They've come up with a T-shirt that says, with writing on it that says, "Our bodies are the best home our mind will ever have." And so as soon as I can get my hands on one of those, I'll let you know, and I'll share that information with you, or you can maybe Google it. Matthew Sanford, Minneapolis. He's an amazing teacher. And so now see if you can begin to deepen your inhale, lengthen your exhale. Wiggle your fingers and toes, hands and feet, waking up. Rub the tips of your fingers with your thumbs if you'd like, and come on up seated comfortably to finish up your yoga practice. Thank you. So bring the intention you set at the beginning of your class back to mind. and then let it go. And so the teacher me honors and appreciates the teacher in each of you. And so thank you to my tech host, Michelle, and again, ConnecTogether and the Disability Foundation for being awesome. Anyway, enough